Morning! I wonder how you are. Well, it's just slightly past midday here today, but it's another it's quite a nice day actually, not too bad here in the UK. I hope you're all right wherever you are, and I hope that you're doing whatever you should be doing today and having some bit of respite and time for yourself. I'm always telling people they should take time out for themselves and not be too hard on themselves and do all sorts of things, which I probably ought to follow that advice myself, because I don't follow that advice, and I always end up feeling very, very frustrated and very annoyed when I have to take things easy and I have to find time for me, or try and slot a little bit of time into my day, I suppose, just for me. You probably know I've been battling this leg of mine for the last 4 weeks. Can't believe it's over 4 weeks since it happened. But I've just started some antibiotics, and I just want to say that I am hopefully feeling a bit better. My leg is not as red, and I'm sitting here in my living room with my leg up, and I'm going to try and work from this position today. It is the best, most comfortable position in the house, so I don't know why I haven't been doing that before. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the deep looking, the long looking at things, looking very deeply at things, about long looking. And I think we touched on it a couple of days ago, and I'm very, very good at it. And it used to get me into a lot of trouble when I was at school, because I used to get so easily distracted. That's why I don't know very much about Oxbow Lakes, and I do know a little bit about the Rift Valley, because I was sort of interested in Africa, but I wasn't very interested in Oxbow Lakes in the UK, particularly in Cumbria or wherever they are, and escarpments and things like that. Loved a bit of volcanoes, loved making my volcanoes so that all the lava erupted out the top. I really enjoy things like that, things where I could get my hands mucky and get really kind of practical with stuff. And I was always very good at that, and I think I always felt that I was kind of quite a high achiever and quite competitive when it came to making volcanoes and things, because I'd always probably make one of the best ones in the class. Sorry, didn't want to admit that, but I did. And when my children were at school, they used to have to make all these ridiculous models, like the Battle of Agincourt, and all these people being impaled on sticks in mud on thousands of horses and things. So I used to really enjoy getting stuck in helping them, but they were very, very adamant that they should do it themselves. So I wasn't one of those competitive mums, but I used to like giving them good ideas to help them on their way. I think it's because my mum never did anything with me. She never interacted with me once. I cannot remember one thing that she did when I was young to help me in anything. She didn't even read with me. She didn't read to me. She never played with me. She never made a Lego house. She never did one thing. I think the only thing she asked me to ever do with her was to cook. So I would cook, if she was having a sort of fancy dinner party, I would cook a dessert. She would always do 4 desserts, because she was such a show off, because she wanted to kind of give everybody this amazing idea about what this ideal family life was, and what a wonderful hostess she was, and how amazing. And she was very, very good, but really it should have kind of seeped into family life as well, I think. And so she would end up making 4 desserts, and it would usually be a lemon meringue pie, probably a hazelnut and raspberry meringue or something, a chocolate roulade, and probably some kind of flan or tart. And I would help, and I would usually make the lemon meringue pie, which is quite difficult when you're about 8 years old or 10 years old. And I make the pastry, do the lemon curd filling from scratch, do the meringue from scratch, the whole lot. And she would only ever always criticise me. She would never say, "Oh, well done, Lisa, this is absolutely delicious." She would just, and then if her guests liked it, she took credit for it. She didn't say, "Oh yeah, Lisa made it, isn't she? She's so cool, isn't she? She's clever, she's a really good cook." No, she'd take the credit for it. Anyway, enough about that. I could go on all day about that, and this isn't about my mum. I came here to talk about long looking and looking deeply at things, and how important it is in life to really, really look at stuff and really, really enjoy everything that's around you. I mean, from the lovely, lovely colours in this cushion to my jumper, my sweater, which is just so lovely and beautiful. I think it is anyway. And just everything around you, really, to appreciate it and to really absorb it in a way which perhaps you wouldn't normally. So maybe think about doing that a bit more today, whether it's spring wherever you live, or whether it's autumn wherever you live in the world. Go out and really appreciate what's around you. My son sent me a little video of a sunset, and I made it into a little film yesterday about talking you through sort of about sort of long looking really, and about meditation and looking deeply at things. And I think it's just a lovely little clip, so that's probably worth having a look at if you're having trouble doing it, which I'm sure you probably don't. It's really easy. But I wanted to say that I love looking at things deeply and deeply and for a long time. Longly, that's a good word, isn't it? And I used to get so distracted in class, going back to me being distracted by what I was just talking about volcanoes and oxbow lakes. I used to get so distracted in class. If I was sitting in the classroom and there was a thunderstorm or something outside, I'd be looking outside at the clouds and looking at all the shadows that the sun and the clouds cast on the walls, and how the leaves flitted and fluttered around, and the lovely light. And if I saw something shiny, I'm one of those people, shiny thing, boom, I'm totally fixated on it, and I couldn't help it. And I would always be the one that was daydreaming. If I saw a shiny thing over there on the wall or outside the window, I'd be out there, out that window, flying down through the sky, pretending I was on a leaf or something, motoring around the universe on my little leaf, and I would be not remember anything about oxbow lakes or volcanoes. So no wonder I only got, I don't know, I didn't do that badly in geography. I probably got a B or something, but if I'd concentrated, I could have probably done a lot better. That's what they always used to say in my reports. Lisa always has some fabulous questions and is very interesting, a contributor to the classroom. If only she tried a bit harder in her exams, or if only she tried a bit harder with her homework. Well, the reason I couldn't is because I hadn't been paying attention in class. And it was only when the teachers were super engaging that I would. And I found this brilliant poem in my book here, She Is Fierce, about exactly that. And it just made me laugh when I read it, and I'm going to share it with you because it's about today, really, I think, more than anything, and about my school time. Today I will not live up to my potential. Today I will not relate well to my peer group. Today I will not contribute in class. I will not volunteer one thing. Today I will not strive to do better. Today I will not achieve or adjust or grow enriched or get involved. I will not put my hand up even if the teacher's wrong and I can prove it. Today I might eat the eraser off my pencil. I'll look at clouds. I'll be late. I don't think I'll wash. I need a rest. I thought that was just brilliant. It's by Jean Little. Today I will not live up to my potential. Today I will not relate well to my peer group. Today I will not contribute in class. I will not volunteer one thing. Today I will not strive to do better. Today I will not achieve or adjust or grow enriched or get involved. I will not put my hand up even if the teacher's wrong and I can prove it. Today I might eat the eraser off my pencil. I'll look at the clouds. I'll be late. I don't think I'll wash. I need a rest. I think that's just brilliant. I actually do need a rest. I really do need a rest. But I'm going to plough on through. In fact, my father's coming later on in a couple of hours, and we're going to go and have a nice late lunch together, so that'll be fun. And just a little catch up, so that should be good. But yeah, no, I think that's brilliant. And I remember nibbling away at the end of my pencil, whether it had an eraser or rubber on it, a rubber end or not. And I would chew the end of my pencil quite often, and it would all end up being all kind of splintery and horrible. Soon gave that up. And then when my children were at school, they used to collect these little rubbers, these little erasers, these lots of Japanese ones, of these really cute little characters in lovely colours, and some of them smelt nice. Does that make any sense? I think I'm remembering it correctly. Yeah, they used to have these little collections, and they used to trade in them at school. They used to really, really love them. They used to get distracted too, especially my eldest son, who's very much on the spectrum, and he would just always get distracted by shiny things. And they all do. We're all real magpies. I mean, we love going into antique markets and flea markets and junk shops and charity shops and thrift stores and dump shops. We love going into our dump shop because that's where everybody takes their refuse and all of their old bits of furniture and bric-a-brac. And we always end up coming back with something in the car that we wanted or didn't even know we wanted until we saw it. But we've had some really magical finds in there, and I think it's really good to be kind of, well, certainly to be distracted, because you'll find something shiny in there that's usually worth bringing home, or to deep look and long look at everything, because if you look really deeply at things and really move things around and shuffle things about and move pictures and mirrors, you might end up with a really beautiful painting or picture or frame or mirror that you didn't even know was there. Because if you just go in and whiz around really quickly, like people do sometimes at exhibitions that I was talking about, you won't get to the depth of things, and you won't get to really see what's there, and you might miss some crucial treasure, which is not a good idea. Right, let's see if I can find another really good poem. Let's find one. Oh, I think, let's read this. I haven't read this one for ages. It's the Maya Angelou one, Phenomenal Woman. I mean, I know it's a bit off topic, but it's here in my book, and I'm going to read it. And if I turn to this page, it means it needs to be read for all those phenomenal women out there. Unite. Pretty woman, wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. And you. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, and the flash in my teeth, the swing of my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. And you. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. And you? Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care, 'cause I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. And you. Such a good poem, isn't it? It's just such a classic, so strong and forthright. And I think it really reminds me that actually women are phenomenal. We are phenomenal creatures. First of all, we can carry a baby inside us. We can give birth. We can, well, obviously bringing humans into the world. We care, we nurture, we can rule countries, we can do everything a man can do and give birth, and do it in heels. A lot of people. I don't do anything in heels. I do everything in flat shoes or Birkenstocks. So I'm not a heels person. But anyway, I just thought that I would pop by and make sure and check on you and make sure that you're having a good day today. And just let you know that your good vibes and healing vibes, I think, must have helped a bit last night, because I am definitely feeling a lot perkier today. I think it's going to take me a while to get over this nasty cut. And for all of you out there who are convalescing or trying to get through stuff, illnesses, any kind of medical stuff, trauma, stress, trying to get through awful things that have happened. Maybe it's something awful that's happened at work. Maybe you're something that's happened with your family. Maybe you're getting divorced. Maybe it's a bereavement. Whatever it is that's kind of suddenly reared its ugly head at you. I'm sending lots and lots and lots of encouragement and lots of special thoughts and wishes from me that you're going to get through it in one piece. And actually, it will make you stronger. Well, it's definitely made me stronger, all that stuff. And I'm hoping it will make you stronger too. And also, it will make you even more of a phenomenal woman. So, watch out, world. That's what I say once you get through all that stuff. I know that when I decided to get divorced, I'm saying with a big smile on my face, it was the most difficult and traumatic thing I've ever done. And the most ridiculously financially stupid thing to do as well. And also completely and utterly emotionally breaking. But I do not regret it for 1 minute. And I'm just seriously living my best life. So all I can say to you is, whatever you're going through at the moment, I promise you that if you make the most of it, and if you have the right intention and the right outlook, and you stick to your guns and you make sure that you absolutely are doing everything for the right reason and not the wrong reason, then I think hopefully you will come out the other end a stronger, wiser, more compassionate, I would imagine, hopefully, more understanding, maybe more empathetic, and definitely wiser about your own choices going forward. I would hope that you would learn something from it. Anyway, that's just my little snippet of advice there. Let's see if we can find... Oh, that's very appropriate. Certainly things are working in a weird way today. To My Dear and Loving Husband. This is the poem. To My Dear and Loving Husband by Anne Bradstreet. If ever two were one, then surely we. If ever man were loved by wife, then thee. If ever wife was happy in a man, compare with me, ye women, if you can. I prize thy love more than thy whole mines of gold, or all the riches that the east doth hold. My love is such that rivers cannot quench, nor aught but love from thee give recompense. My love is such I can no way repair. The heavens reward thee manifold, I pray. Then, while we live, in love's let's so persevere. No, in love let's so persevere, that when we live no more, we may live ever. That was quite a confusing one to read, I have to say. But interesting. Interesting. I think I saw... Oh yes, here we go. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Now, since we're on the theme of love, let's do a bit of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I think this is a lovely sonnet 43. It's a lovely love sonnet. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. When feeling out of sight for the ends of being an ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need. By sun and candlelight I love thee freely. As men strive for right, I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. Oh dear. Well, that is quite a love sonnet, isn't it? I think it's definitely a beautiful one for all of those who are in love. In love with a significant other. Okay, I think I'll read one more. Another one to do with school, since we started talking about school earlier. It's called Timetable and it's by Kate Clanchy. We all remember school, of course. The lino warming shoe bag smell, expanse of polished floor. It's where we learn to wait, hot-cheeked in class, dreaming, bored, for cheesy milk, for noisy now. We learn to count, to rule off days, and pattern time in coloured squares, purple English, dark green maths. We hear the bells sometimes, for years the squeal and crack of chalk on black. We walk, don't run, in awkward pairs, hoping for the open door, a foreign teacher, fire drill. And love is long air-tech summers, tennis sweat, and somewhere someone singing flat, the art room empty, full of light. That's really typifies my school. That's so typical of my school. I wonder whether she went to my school. We all remember school, of course. The lino warming shoe bag smell, expanse of polished floor. It's where we learn to wait, hot-cheeked in class, dreaming, bored, for cheesy milk, for noisy now. We learn to count, to rule off days, and pattern time in coloured squares, purple English, dark green maths. We hear the bells sometimes, for years the squeal and crack of chalk on black. We walk, don't run, in awkward pairs, hoping for the open door, a foreign teacher, fire drill. And love is long air-tech summers, tennis sweat, and somewhere someone singing flat, the art room empty, full of light. I used to spend my whole life in the art room. I loved my art room. I loved my art room at my first school when I was young, and I loved my art room at my secondary school, and I loved my art room when I was at college, and my studio when I was at university. I loved them. They were a real sanctuary for me. When I was at junior school, they made up a poetry prize for me, actually. And I wrote poetry, and they made a little prize for me, which was really sweet. I think it's because I didn't get a prize in anything else, maybe. And everybody else probably did. Maybe they felt sorry for me, or maybe they actually thought my poems were good. I'll have to share some of them here one day. And then in my secondary school, they made an art prize for me, which was wonderful. So I got the art prize, and that was really great. And I used to spend all my time in the art room, and I loved both my sort of significant tutors in art. And they were just really inspirational. One of them in particular had come from Switzerland, and she used to come with lots of kind of juicy and exciting stories that were all quite risque, and a bit like the prime of Miss Jean Brodie, I think. And she'd always bring fresh croissants on Friday when we had double or triple art in the morning. She'd bring fresh croissants and Danish pastries from the local bakery, which was very, very, in those days, in the very early 80s, that was incredibly kind of swanky. I mean, nobody had, Danish pastries were just a very new thing in this country, and it was quite a treat to have those. And she used to always make fresh coffee, and I mean, for a young teenage girl, that was quite something in an all-girls school. That was quite European, and very un-British. It was great. And she always used to tell us these stories of when she was growing up, and the mountains in Switzerland, and it was just, and chocolate. She used to, if she went away for Christmas or something, she'd always bring Swiss chocolate back. It was really fun. Or make hot chocolate. Didn't really like hot chocolate, but she would always do that. And I just really made a lovely atmosphere. It was very warm and inviting and welcoming in the art room. And she was always really happy to see any of us that went in to do extra work and make stuff. She was fantastic. One of those really inspirational teachers. And my art tutor, when I was 16 and I went on to do my A-levels for 2 years, was just just divine man. I absolutely adored him. And I'm going to tell you some stories about the stuff that he taught me and how he inspired me as a mentor and a tutor and a friend all of my life, actually. And I still have the present he gave me for our wedding in my bedroom on my wall, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. So yes, I've been very fortunate with my art teachers. They've been amazing and totally inspirational, and I hold them very dear in my heart. And I'm sure that you've got teachers that you hold dear in your heart too. Okay, well, I thought I'd pop by, and for those of you who are all over the place, all over the world, wherever you are, I'm just going to read a few comments in the comments here. So Catherine says, definitely delightful. Verdi says, lovely. Regina says, wonderful. Pat says, true. She was talking about one of the poems or something I said earlier. Marg says she loves this. And Tamala says, Swiss chocolate is the best. Swiss chocolate is delicious, but actually a lot of chocolate is made in Belgium. A lot of the world's best chocolate is made in Belgium. And they make amazing chocolate in Belgium as well. The Swiss think they've got it nailed. Like the French think they've got champagne nailed. And yet Spain makes delicious cava. I mean, France makes delicious champagne, Spain makes delicious cava, and we make delicious English and British sparkling wine here, which is just as good and wins just as many prizes. So I think that, as climates are changing and countries are getting warmer, and we've got the same chalky sort of south-facing banks that grow the vines on as they do in the Champagne region in France. It's not that far away from us. So why wouldn't we make just champagne, well, not champagne, sparkling wine, we're not allowed to call it champagne, just as good as they do, if not better, but don't tell them. Anyway, I am going to love you and leave you, and I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I am going to crack on with some more work, and I will hopefully see you a little bit later on when you've had a few interesting sort of stories to tell. So I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself, and I will pop back later and see how you're all doing, and please take care if you've got any ailments or issues going on, and speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.